Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Welcome to Michigan Runner TV. We're here with Gary Morgan, who's an Olympian. He was in the race walk in the 1988 Olympics in Seoul, Korea. But Gary is just a couple of weeks out from the adventure of a lifetime. You were in Kilimanjaro, you were in Africa. Tell us a little bit about each of the three adventures you had on this trip, Gary. Let's start with the safari.
The safari was absolutely awesome. We ended up flying out to Serengeti National Park from when we flew into Kilimanjaro National Park. And as we get there, the vans picked us up, one of the safari vans, and they started driving around. All of a sudden, we're seeing hippos and crocodiles, thousands upon thousands of zebras and wildebeest, and we saw some elephants, and then we do a second day tour there also. And that morning we saw something you only see probably once in a lifetime. We saw a lion do a lion kill on a zebra. That next day I took a safari balloon tour, took a hot air balloon ride over the Serengeti National Park. And that was really cool to see it, when you're up about a couple hundred feet above the plains there. And it was really cool. We saw the sunrise come up that morning, and that was just a kind of a fitting end to being in the Serengeti.
What does the Serengeti look like from the balloon?
Well, from the balloon, it's it's kind of pretty flat up into there, and it's it reminds me of somewhat of being out in the Great Plains of North America here. You have these beautiful acacia trees, which are kind of straight, and they may curve a little bit, but they're flat on top and on the bottom, and they provide a big, huge shade tree. Animals seem to thrive on plains with a lot of grass and, an occasional river here and there.
So was that your first introduction to Africa?
Yeah, I'd never been there before. So when I flew in, and then all of a sudden I'm there at the Serengeti, it was like, this is like awesome. And then you come back home and you start seeing, you take a look at the pictures. I was there, and you look on a map and say, yeah, that's on the other side of the earth. This is pretty cool.
It really sounds like it. The second stage was actually running the third Kilimanjaro Marathon.
The marathon was at the base town of Kilimanjaro National Park in the mountain there, and it's probably about 20 miles from the mountain. And anyway, so they have a marathon there every year. We didn't really know what to expect. The race director told it got kind of, they say there's an uphill at about 13 miles. Well, it's a little rolly hills, the first 10, and then at 10 miles is where you started climbing, and you didn't quit climbing until you hit the 20-mile mark, and then you get to run downhill for 6 miles. And to mention to add all that, they were having a drought at that time, and the heat was between 90 and 100 degrees that day. So, dehydration set in also during that race. So a combination of factors and, doing that. I mean, it was awesome. And, there was a lot of fans cheering us on. They got a real, thrill of seeing some foreigners in their race. You start on a dirt track, and, the roads are paved, but it's really not closed off. There's only maybe 250 people in the marathon. So, it's not like running a big marathon here, and water stops are every couple of miles. So it was not for the faint of heart. If you were doing this marathon, you knew that you were having to dig down a little deeper between the heat and the hills, and not a whole lot of water stops every mile. It was every 2 to 3 miles.
After the marathon, you had what appears to me to be one of the biggest adventures of all. You climbed the mountain, and it took you, 5 or 6 days to do that?
Yep, we climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. It's 19,340 feet. And we did a 6-day trek up it. Kilimanjaro is famous for being a freestanding mountain, and it has glaciers on top of it. One time it was completely glacier capped. Now it's maybe less than 10% of it. And it was my first introduction to any real mountaineering. I'd done some climbing, out west in the Rockies, but, then you add another 5,000 feet and it's another ball game. The first day we went up to around 10,000 feet. We started at 4,000. And then the next day we went up to 13,000. The next day we went to 13,600. And then the last day we went up to 15,600 feet. And we did that between like 8 and noon. Then we rested up for the rest of the day, got up at 10 o'clock in the evening, started hiking at 11, and we hiked for 8 hours up to the top, that last 4,000 feet. And I always wondered why they do it. Well, at night is because it kind of freezes the soil there. It's kind of a loose, sandy soil, and when it freezes at night, it's much easier to walk on. And it's really exciting when you reach the top. You're getting there just about the time the sun comes up. So you're at the sunrise, and you're at the top, and you're looking at the crater and the sunrise. It's like, well, all of it comes together right there at about 7 a.m. when the sun came up. It was around 11 degrees up on the top, and, it was neat to really see the glaciers. Absolutely awesome up there. It's a once-in-a-lifetime deal to go up there and do something like that.
Was it a technical climb, and was your marathon training enough to get you up to the top?
Yeah, it's basically a hiking type tour up to the top. The main thing when you do it is just the acclimation. So basically anybody who's in fairly good shape can do it. You have porters with you that carry all your gear. The only thing you usually carry is your water and maybe an extra shirt or, extra poncho or something. They carry all the food, all the tents. So we tented every night. They cooked all the food for us. Whatever we needed, they took care of it. So basically, it's made that, the average person can climb to the top. The tour company where we were with, their success rate is 96%.
Now, the whole thing was organized by Kathy Loper Events. Tell me what you thought of the organization and the hotel and the food and everything.
She does a great job of getting everything. The hotels we stayed at were first class. Food was great. They took every precaution to make sure that everybody would be safe, to have a great time. So I would highly recommend one of her tours for anybody.
Well, Gary, it sounds like it would be the trip of a lifetime. I think I'm almost ready to go climb that mountain.
Well, you would not forget it, and I'm sure you would truly enjoy it. Anybody who's into a little bit of adventure and outdoor sports, it's a great tour. And, to climb Kilimanjaro or any major mountain, it's a real sense of pride and accomplishment. It's like doing your first marathon or something like that, where it's something you've dreamed about and worked towards. And when you accomplish it and you get up to the top, you feel really good about it. You say, I've done something really special here. You say, that was pretty awesome. And you think, yeah, I'd like to do it again sometime.
Gary, thanks a lot for talking with us.
You're welcome very much.